All right, what is going on? It is Nate, and we're back with another video. Today's topic is God's timing, right? So this is something that a lot of people throw around, a lot of people say it, and I'm gonna go into time. What is time, right? Because it's this thing that we seem to throw everywhere, but no one really understands what it is, at least fourth dimensionally, right? At least in like the spiritual world, and kind of just the way things work, right? So a lot of times you're gonna hear people say God's timing, or God's timing is perfect timing, or all these different things with God and time, right? And what you have to realize is God is a spiritual being, right? So this is something, God is something, you can't really explain what he is because he's not a physical being, but God is above all, right? He is above all, he's above time. There is no time to God. There is no, oh, well, I'll give it to them in 2 weeks. No, you either have it or you don't. There is a delay between when you get it in your imagination or emotionally and spiritually versus when you get it physically, but there is no such thing as time in the spiritual realm, right? And so when people say God's timing is perfect timing, it doesn't make any sense because God doesn't deal with time. Time is a third dimensional thing. Time is for people that live on earth. That is what time is for. And God is not earth. God is above all. So when someone says God's timing, it doesn't make sense. It is literally an oxymoron. And I know I've fallen victim to saying stuff like this. I've said it before because I never really did a deep dive into what it means. But how could God's timing be perfect timing if there is no time? If there is no time to God, how would God time it perfectly? No, you either have it or you don't. There is no such thing as timing in the spiritual world. So why is that, right? So we know, we've all come to the conclusion that creation is finished, right? And so what that means is everything's already created, right? So all we're doing is we're changing the vibrations, we're changing the arrangement of things, but everything that is here is already created. Everything in this universe is already created. We just rearrange it to make it into newer objects or faster or better, but it's all the same stuff, right? It's all energy. So if we know creation is finished, then that means the version of you, right? And so this is going to get a little in depth. I'm going to talk about literally time traveling, how you can literally time travel to the life that you want to live. That is the ability, the capabilities that we have right now that you could tap into. So the version of you living the life you want to live already exists. Right? So you're probably like, how in the world does the version of me already exist? Well, creation is finished. So you're not creating a new version of you, you're aligning with a new version of you. You are becoming one with this version of you that is already existent, right? If you go into like what they say scientifically, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 0.0035% is the amount of physical matter that we're able to see. We can't even comprehend 1% of what is here. Right? Because all we're getting is a reflection of light off of the surfaces. It's just a whole other story, but you have to realize that we can't see all these frequencies. We can't see all these vibrations. We can't see it. But that is what makes up the entire world. So the version of you living the life that you want to live already exists. Because creation is finished, and if creation is finished, then how could a new version of you be created? He can't. It's already here. The version of you is already existent, but you have to become that. You have to embody that. And so then people will say, okay, well, I want $1 million, right? And so they'll be like, okay, well, when God's timing is right, he will give it to me. When God knows I'm ready, he'll give it to me. And let me tell you the truth. God will give it to you as soon as you become someone who has millions. That's the simple truth. As soon as you can walk into that personality and say, this is who I am, and live in that state in your attitude, which is your thoughts, right? So your thoughts, your feelings, actions, and beliefs. All of these have to align with this. Because if they don't, then you are not someone who has millions, therefore you will not have millions, right? Because you must first get something vibrationally, right? So that means in the spiritual world, before you can have it physically, right? So you never will become a millionaire by waiting until you're a millionaire to be a millionaire. You have to become a millionaire before you have millions, and then the millions will come because you are a millionaire, right? So you have to realize this physical world is a world of effects. So this is how it goes. This is the cause. The cause is your thoughts, your feelings, your belief, your perception. This is the cause. These are the causes, and the effect is the physical result, right? Whether that's, the $1 million or not the $1 million, the car or not the car, whatever it is, your cause is the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs, your perception. It is this attitude that you have. It is the attitude that you carry that causes the effect of the physical world, right? So at any point, you can think anything you want to think. You can feel anything you want to feel. You can believe anything you want to believe. You can perceive things the way you want to perceive things. You can shift at any point in time. And as you live here, as soon as you embody this, as soon as this becomes who you are, you will have the $1 million. And then here's the truth, is when you embody this version of you, you won't care about the $1 million because you will already have it. You won't be waiting for the money to come because you already have the money spiritually. And this is why so many people that get rich are so empty, because so many people say, oh, well, once I have the money, I'll be happy, right? So then what happens if you get the money? You're not going to be happy. You're going to say, once this happens. And so what happens is these people chase money to find happiness. They get the money, and then they still want happiness, so they don't know what to chase because they have the money. So they chase the cars, they chase the houses, the girls, the drugs, the alcohol, whatever it is. They chase something else because the money didn't fulfill them. And so what happens is the people that don't have money, they think the money will fulfill them, but the people that get the money, they're still searching for that fulfillment, but they don't realize the fulfillment is not outside of you. You can never be fulfilled by what is around you. You are fulfilled by who you are inside. That is why abundance is so important. And abundance, I'm reading this book right now, and it talks about this. It says abundance is not the amount of money or the amount of love or the amount of relationships or the amount of friends you have. Abundance is the way that you feel toward what you do have. Because everyone wants different stuff. Everyone wants different amounts. There's no right or wrong. There's no high or low. Everyone's perception is different. So abundance is not how much you have. It is how you feel toward what you do have. And when you change the way you feel, you change your frequency. You step onto this abundance wave. Nothing changed physically. Nothing around you has changed at this point. But you can step into this whole new frequency, into this whole new being, this whole new person at any point in time. And if you live in that state, you occupy that state, and you do not waver, there's going to be battles, there's going to be challenges, there's going to be times of trial and tribulation, yes. And it's okay to fall out. You're going to fall out. You're not going to be perfect at this. You're becoming somebody new. Sorry, you're not becoming someone new. You're aligning with a new version of you, right? So, yes, you're going to have times where you fall out. You go to your old thinking patterns, your old habit patterns, whatever it may be. But you have to realize that time is an illusion of the third dimensional world. And if you want to change, you have to change fourth dimensionally. The fourth dimension change is what brings the third dimension result. The fourth dimension change is what brings the third dimension result. And what the crazy part is, there is no time or space in the fourth dimension. There is no time. There is not a clock ticking in this spiritual world. There's no time. And even if you look at a clock, what is a clock? It's a circle. So what does that mean? That means that it's all happening at the same time. It's all in the same place. It's all equally away from the center. No matter where it goes, it's all the same, right? Everything's equally happening at the same time. It's been in front of your face this whole time. So if you realize there's no time, then here's the question. Here's the question. It sounds so simple. Sorry, I put that. Then what are you waiting for? If at any moment you can choose to embody the state, right? So this is the pattern. You make a decision. You make a decision to embody this new state of being. Whether it's your millionaire self, $100,000 a month self, the version of you that graduated college, the version of you that has the job you want, the version of you that has the car you want, whatever it is, you make a decision. That's who I am. I have that. I have it. It's mine. Right? Forget about time. Forget about space. Forget about, right? So you have to realize, if you close your eyes right now, you can see yourself into the state that you want to be in. You can see yourself in that car, in the house, with the money, in the bank account, with the friends, whatever it may be. You can see yourself into that space because there is no time or space. So you can go anywhere. You can do anything at any time. There's literally no restraint. So you make a decision on what it is that you want, right? I want $1 million, right? So you make a decision and you decide that it's yours. Because what happens is people will chase the money. They will chase it. And let me tell you, when you chase something, think about it like this. The best example I can give. If you run outside and you start chasing a dog, the dog's going to run from you, right? But if you start chasing it and then he's running and then you start running the other way, he's probably going to start running toward you. Right? Because when you chase something, it runs. Because what you're saying when you're chasing something is, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. And it's saying, you don't have me, you don't have me, you don't have me. And then you run around like this all your life, chasing the money, chasing the money. And it says, you don't have me. You're saying, I don't have you. And you literally run around all your life. Because if you are chasing something, why would you chase what you already have? Why would you go after what you already have? You wouldn't. Because you already have it, right? So then if you understand that we first are spiritual beings, that we have an intellect, right, which is our mind, and we're living in physical bodies. We are not physical beings. We are spiritual beings living in a physical body. So this is the order it goes. You become something spiritually, you could see it in your mind, and then it moves into physical form, right? Like Bob Proctor would always say, if you could see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. That's how it works, because it moves from spiritual, intellectual, physical. Spiritual is the fourth dimension. Our intellect is the mind that allows us to see the fourth dimension, and then the physical is the third dimensional world. And so if you understand that it moves that in that order, right? Spiritual, intellectual, physical, then, and you understand there is no time or space. And what I mean by space is, if you wanted to make $100,000 and you closed your eyes, you could see that $100,000 right now. You could see 200, 300, 400,000 right now. Because there's no space. There's nothing that has to be done for you to get from one place to another, because it's all already happening all at one time. Everything is already existent. The version of you, the money you want, the car you want, everything is already existent. Whether it's in a different form or not, doesn't matter. It's here. And so if you could see it, it exists, it's real, it's yours. As soon as you take mental ownership of it, and you embody that, you live in that state, you are now moving the fourth dimensional world into the present physical reality. But what people do is they say, oh, I'm going to get the $100,000. I'm going to get the money. I'm going to get the millions in God's timing. So what you're saying, and I know I've even said this too, right? But what you're saying is, I'll get this in God's timing. I want this, but I'm here, right? I want this. This is what I'm going after, but I'm right here until God decides otherwise. I want the $1 million, but right now I'm here because, God's timing. So what you're doing is you're trying to dream fourth dimensionally, but you are thinking third dimensionally. And you can't think third dimensionally if you want fourth dimensional results. That's the truth of the matter. If you want to change if you want to take a jump, if you want to change not physically, not linear, not the linear change, but the change of going from here to here in a month or 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, you can't do that by working harder. You can't do that by doing more things physically. Because like I said, the physical world is an effect. This is an effect. This phone is an effect. This mouse is an effect. I thought to buy this. Someone thought to make it. That's why it's here. If no one ever thought to make it, I would have never thought to buy it. And if I didn't think to buy it, I wouldn't have it in my hand, right? So this is an effect. The watch is an effect. I thought to buy it. Someone thought to make it. I liked it. I bought it. Now I have it. I thought about it. I got it. I received it. I saw it in my mind. Now I hold it in my hand. Right? So if you understand that this is an effect, then you're not going to get somewhere new by taking more effects. That's like saying, I want new results, so I'm going to take more results. That doesn't make sense. Because the truth is, doing things physically is a result. This is the slowest vibration. The third dimensional world is the slowest rate of vibration. It is happening so slow. Because for me, right, the best example I give, if you close your eyes and you saw the car that you have right now in whatever color it is, and then now you see it in red, or you see it in black, or you see it in yellow or green, you can do that instantly. Now, if you decide right now in this physical world, you're going to go change the color of your car, it's going to take time. They're going to have to go buff it out. They're going to have to repaint it, clear coat it, all that stuff. So what I'm saying is, if you want to take this jump, if you want to embody this new state, you can't think third dimensionally. You can't think in time. There is no time. Because the truth is you will not get what it is you want until you have it. You will not get what you want until you have it. And what do I mean by that? You have to have something spiritually, emotionally, in your mind. You have to own it. It has to be yours. It has to be done. That is when you can have it physically. You can't have something you don't have. So if you don't see yourself as that version of yourself, why do you think your results will reflect that? Because this outer world that we're living in is just our inner world expressed to the outside. That's all it is. This is just an effect. And you change an effect by changing the cause, and the cause is inside of you. The cause is not out here. The stock market didn't make you lose money. You who you are inside caused you to make the decisions that you made that led you to the situation you were in, that caused you to get the results that you got. Your boss isn't the one paying you. God is paying you. Because God is the creation of all. All things were created by God, and everything is infinite. Everything is energy. So when you get anything, you are getting energy, and energy is all created by God. So God is your source of supply. God is infinite. So why are you shy to ask for what you truly want when you truly understand that your supplier is the supply? The very being, you can't even encompass, but God, the God that created everything, is who is bringing you what it is you have, and you are afraid to ask for what you really want because you don't want to ask for too much. Well, I don't know how to get it. I don't know what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter. So let me tell you how to overcome this, right? So time is what keeps you stuck. Chasing is what keeps you the same. Chasing is what leaves you the same. You have to see the end of whatever you want and say, that is mine. Same things with problems and solutions. Problems and solutions are the same energy and on different rates of vibration. The same as water or steam and ice. They're the same thing at different rates of vibration. The different rates of vibration cause them to go into different physical forms. The problem and the solution are the same thing at different rates of vibration. All of this world, the difference between the rich and the poor is so finite, so minimal, because it's about the way of thinking, the way of doing things, the way of being. It's not what business you have. It's none of that. Oh, what book did you read? Oh, what method? Oh, what do you resell? Do you drop ship? Do you trade? It doesn't matter at all. If you can't make money in one business, you're probably going to go to another business and face the same problem, and then go to another business and face the same problem, and do this your whole life and be like, I just can't find success, because you aren't making the decision to become successful right now. Faith is believing in the unseen. You have to be it before you have it. You can't have something you don't have. And at any point you can decide, I have this, I am this is who I am. And then, guess what happens? Everything starts moving towards you. The people, the places, the money, the opportunities, the car, the house, every opportunity that you need to get what it is you're going after will come to you. And I'm not saying you're going to have to sit around and just hope for the best. No. you're going to have to move, right? Because there is nobody who has been able to manifest something from their mind without ever lifting a finger. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have to do rigorous, struggling work. But what I'm saying is you're going to have to provide compensation for what it is you're getting. So, if you want to make 100,000 or a million or 10 million, what are you going to give in return for what it is you're demanding? You can have the money. The money's yours. But what are you going to get? What value are you going to provide to get the money? Because once you demand a certain amount of money and you provide something in return for that money, it's just a matter of time until it manifests physically. But as soon as you have it spiritually, you already have it. It's already yours. And so what you need to do is become, and this is probably the most important thing, you need to shift your thinking. Right? And so for a long time, and a lot of my things, and a lot of people's stuff is they say, oh, thoughts create your reality. Thoughts create your reality. Thoughts lead to your reality. You can create your reality through your thinking. Your thoughts become, whatever. You become what you think about. Your thoughts are your reality. This physical world is an effect. This is not real. This is fake compared to what's going on in your mind. Your mind is sending out signals that is causing things to move into form that you could then experience in the physical world. This is what's real. This is the effect. So you need to shift your attention from seeking these outside things, whether it's money or cars or houses or a girl or a guy or whatever it may be. So many people, and I say this from a state of love because I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. But we seek these outside things thinking they're going to fulfill us inside. But the truth is, once you feel fulfilled inside is when you will get the outside things. Once you feel fulfilled inside is when you will get the outside things. Because the truth is, you won't get what it is you want until you're good with or you're good without it. If you are not happy without the money, you will not be happy with the money. Okay? So you need to shift your thinking. Your thoughts are your reality. Right? If we can all agree that your thoughts create your reality, meaning that your thoughts lead to what you experience here physically, then you need to put more attention on what you're thinking about. Because the truth is, that is your reality. This is the reality. This is the effect. I thought about it, now I have it. I thought about it, now I have it, right? Your thoughts are the reality. And there is no such thing as time or space in the thinking world, the fourth dimensional world, the spiritual world, whatever you want to call it. There's no such thing as time or space. And follow along here. If there's no such thing as time or space in the thinking world, and the thinking world is your reality and is what leads to what you physically experience, then why are you putting these time and space constraints on what it is you want? Why are you thinking of the $1 million as a distant reality when it is very much already yours? Ask for it, believe it's yours, and you will get it. So, why do we chase these external things or see these things as a distant reality when the truth is you already have it? It's already done. Once you see it in your mind and you emotionally take ownership of it, you say, and you say, this is mine. This is who I am. I am a millionaire. And you live as that person, right? It's not enough to say I'm a millionaire and then go and live your life, stress about the cost of beans, stress about this, that, and the other thing, and then be like, oh, I don't know why the money hasn't come. Because think of it like this. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions are sending out signals to God. And God reciprocates whatever you're sending out. So say you think, oh, I'm a millionaire, and then you go to the store and you're stressed about money. And then you go to the gas station, you're stressed about the gas prices. And then you go to dinner and you're stressed about the dinner cost. You're sending out all of these signals. They don't match. You are not in unity on all three planes of existence with who it is you claim to be. So once you get in harmony on all three planes, spiritual, intellectual, and physical, when you start thinking, feeling, and acting, having the beliefs, the perception, and the identity as the person that you want to become, is when you can actually experience that. Because the truth is, it already exists. The version of you, because you need to realize the life you want is a frequency. And your frequency is your attitude, essentially, right? It's your attitude, which is your thoughts, feelings, actions. So the life you want is a frequency, and you could tap into that frequency at any time, right? It's already created. It's already here. If it's already here, it's already created. Why would you not be able to tap into it? We could tap into any frequency you want. Negative, positive, rich, poor. You could tap into any of it. You tap into it, you stay there, you get it. You are who you are because of the frequency you are living on. If you want to change who you are, you change your frequency. You don't change the physical results. You don't change what's around you. You change your frequency, which is your attitude, which is your thoughts, feelings, actions, beliefs, habits, identity, whatever. I could break that down in another video. So if the life you want is a frequency, then all you really have to focus on is being that frequency. So you need to outline what it is that you want, right? So let's just say you want $1 million. So that's what you want. So now you need to bring this here. How would I think if I had this? How would I feel if I had this? How would I act if I had this? What beliefs would I have if I had this? What attitude toward money? What perception would I have toward money, toward people if I had this? So you break this down. Okay, this, right? These are the thoughts. These are the feelings. These are the actions. These are the beliefs. These are the habits, right? You break this down. Okay, if I had $1 million, if I was a millionaire, I would think this way. I'd probably think abundantly. I would think generously. I would think, right? And you go, how would I feel? I would feel successful. I'd feel confident. I'd feel prosperous. I'd feel abundant. I would feel, you could go down, break down the emotions. Then you go to actions. What actions would I be taking if I was a millionaire? You probably would, you'd probably be productive with your time. You would probably be spending time on what's important, not wasting it, because your time is valuable, right? That's why you have so much money. So you embody this being. And once you do this, it's yours. Because now the signal that you are sending is in complete unity with what it is you want, and that signal is only one singular signal that is being sent to God. But when you say, I'm a millionaire, oh my gosh, this is so expensive. What am I ever going to do? How am I going to pay my rent? Oh, I'm a millionaire, right? And you're sending out all these signals. Think of it like this. Ready? This is what your frequency looks like. This is what God's getting from you. This is exactly what he's getting. And you're expecting him to give you this. You're pretending like you're sending this one singular signal, this one frequency, but really you're sending him literally 50 different signals. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do about rent? I'm a millionaire. I make $100,000 a month. Oh my gosh, that was so expensive. Dinner's so expensive. Gas prices went up. He's saying, how do you even think you deserve this if you don't even have two thoughts that match that identity? So the truth is, it's not about business shifting. It's not about, whatever people want to tell you. Truly all it is an identity shift. You have to change who you are if you want to change your results. Because you get what you are. You get what you are, not what you want. You don't get what you want. Everyone wants more. Everyone wants a lot of money. Everyone wants a car. Everyone wants a house. Everyone wants a bigger house. Everyone wants to fly private. Everyone wants to go to the Bahamas and Hawaii. It doesn't matter. Because they don't think they deserve it. They don't think they are one with what it is they want. They think of it, right? Here's an example. If you want to manifest, I don't like the word manifest. I don't like that. So if you want to realize, right? Let's say you want to live in a penthouse in Miami, okay? And you're like, "Oh, I'm visualizing it," right? You can't visualize it like this. This is your penthouse up here, right? You can't visualize this. "Oh my gosh, I want that. Oh my gosh, that car is so nice. Oh, I want that so bad." No, you have to live here and look down. Live in the new house. Drive in the new car. Wear the new watch. Have the money in your account. That is how you're going to get it. Like, I was literally doing this. I was on a walk today on the beach. And I was walking by this hotel. And I was like, "Oh, that'd be a cool room to stay at." It was the very top of one of, like, on the water. And, excuse me. And I was like, "Oh, that would be cool to stay there," right? And I was like, I'm literally thinking of this from the street. And I was like, okay, I'm going to think of this as if I'm already in that room. And I literally was able to see myself looking down on myself, because you can place yourself anywhere you want to go. You can literally time travel, in a sense. I was able to see from the top of that tower, looking down where I was, because you can put yourself anywhere you want to be. You could put yourself in, if you close your eyes right now, you could put yourself in Hawaii. You could see the sand and the beach and the palm trees and the people. You could see it. That's what I did. But instead of seeing the room and saying, "That's cool," I said, "This is cool." I looked from the room. You have to live from the end. So you have to collapse the time, right? So your present results are here. Your new results are here, right? And so you're saying, "Oh, okay, time, effort, money," right? You have this gap between it because you're like, "Well, I don't know how I'm going to get that. I don't know how I'm going to go there. I don't know how I'm going to do that." No. But what you do is you go to the fourth dimension. You go to the spiritual world where everything is already created. Everything is already there. Everything is all happening simultaneously. The version of you that is homeless, the version of you that is a mega millionaire with a mega yacht, they're both alive and living right now. Those are frequencies. Frequencies don't die. Frequencies are living. And you create them. You embody these frequencies, and then they attach to you. And based on the frequency that you're living on, right? Think of it like this. If you're on this frequency of 2K a month, those are the thoughts you're going to get going through your head, right? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But at any time, you can crash this time and effort by moving to this new frequency, getting onto that frequency. How do I get to that frequency? Let me tell you exactly how you get to that frequency. You think, feel, act, believe, perceive as that person. You say, "I am a millionaire. Money comes to me so easily. I am extremely wealthy. I have money coming in from multiple sources. I make all of my money online. I'm changing thousands of lives." You have to think as that person. If you're thinking your old thoughts, you're going to get the old results. If you think new thoughts, you're going to get new results. So you can collapse time and space. All that time space is gone because you are living in the spiritual world, not the physical world. This is physical. This is spiritual. You can choose. Do you want to make this your God? Do you want to make the physical world your God? Or do you want to make the spiritual world your God? The Bible says, "Be not of this world." What does that mean? I think that might mean don't live by your senses. Don't live by what you see. The devil told Jesus, "You can have everything you can see." He said no, because he knows there is so much more than what the eye can see. There is this. And this is an infinite source to God. Because this, although your mind is finite, you do not know how to get to where you want to go, but you are connected to an infinite source of intelligence, God. He has all of the knowledge, all of the ways, all of the opportunities, all the money, all the people. He has everything. He has the power to bring everything in this world into your life. But he can only do that if you are that. So you collapse time and space. So you might be like, well, how do I actually practice this? Well, you make a decision on what you want. And then you break that down. Okay, so who do I have to become? Right, so you see, okay, if right now you're thinking of this as a distant place. We haven't stepped into that. So you say, if I was a millionaire, how would I do that? How would I dress? What would I wear? How would I spend my time? What would I do on the weekends? How would I talk to people? How would I treat people? How would I tip the waitress at dinner? How would I do that? Right, you really figure out this character, and then you move into it and you say, this is who I am. And then what you have to realize is you need to get this image into your spiritual mind, your spirit, your subconscious mind. So how are you going to get this into your subconscious mind? Emotion. So you need to bring emotion to who you are now, who you have become. So you draw emotion to that through your imagination. So there's multiple ways you can go about this. You could do meditations where you jump to your higher self, right? They call that a quantum jump meditation, where you literally, you get into a relaxed state and then you live as your $1 million self, and you are on that frequency, and you're able to get these thoughts and these feelings and these beliefs and these actions from that, and you can feel the feeling as that higher self, and then you come back to the physical world, you still have all that knowledge and all those feelings, and then you can live as that person. You could also do the Neville Goddard thing, right? Where you create a scene in your mind that would signify that what you desire is already done, right? So if you want to make $1 million, you could signify your friend, your girlfriend, your brother, your dad, your mom, whatever, coming up to you. Like, obviously you make this all up in your head, and you see them come up to you and say, congratulations on your $100,000 month. Congratulations on your first $1 million. Congratulations. And you feel the contact, whether they shake your hand, they give you a hug, and you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? So what you're doing is you're drawing emotion to your desired reality, but your subconscious mind doesn't know this isn't real. It doesn't know that this is just imagined, because your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real versus what is imagined when mixed with emotion. So what you do is you create a memory. Like Joe Dispenza says, you need to remember the future. You need to remember the future. So you create memories of the future. So you create these scenes in your mind. Someone coming up to you and congratulating on the new accomplishment, congratulating you on the new car, giving you a hug, saying congratulations on the 100,000 or the million or 10 million subscribers. Congratulations on your $1 million month. I'm so proud of you. And you say thank you, right? You're creating emotion, and you loop it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And so what you're doing is you're creating this memory, and your mind is like, when did this happen? Oh my gosh, I need to, or no, I guess a better way to say it would be like, your mind sees this memory, and it's like, this is real. And so if someone's coming up to you and saying congratulations on your $100,000 month, your mind is like, this is real. I make $100,000 a month. And then guess what? Your subconscious mind will guide you to the $100,000 a month. Because your subconscious mind, your spirit, is connected to God. God is the infinite source of everything. Supply, knowledge, opportunity, everything that exists comes from God. And you have the power to tap into all the knowledge, all the power, all the money that you need if you are on the frequency of it, right? Like everyone has all said, everything is already here. Like Bob Proctor would say, money's in the air. If I sent a wire transfer of $10 million to someone, you would not be able to see it going through the air. But it is going through the air from my phone to someone else's phone. Through the air. You can't see it. So what does that mean? Money is flying all throughout the air. Money is literally in the air. Money is everywhere because money is energy, and energy is everywhere. And also, side note, if money is energy and energy is infinite and energy is free, then isn't money free? If money is energy and energy is free, you don't have to pay for energy. You have energy. You're made of energy. Everything's made of energy. Then money is therefore free. So when you're spending money, you're spending energy, and you can get as much energy as you want by becoming someone who has a lot of energy, because like energy attracts like energy. If you become a millionaire version of yourself, you are emitting that energy, and like energy attracts like energy, the money will come to you. So stop thinking of money as physical. It is very much a spiritual thing. It is a fourth dimensional thing, because it comes to you through the fourth dimensional ways, through the universal laws. It's not a physical thing. Yes, it manifests physically, but it is very, very, I guess you would say, spiritual is the term. So you need to basically, moral of the story, decide on what you want, understand the how doesn't matter, because the how that you are thinking is not how it's going to go. You think you're going to make this money doing this, that, and the other thing. It's going to be the opposite. It's going to be easier. It's going to be better. It's going to be more fulfilling, everything. So stop trying to think about how it's going to happen, because you don't know how. That's not for you to worry about. God knows how. God is the one that is going to create the opportunities, the people, the places, the things to make it happen. And the odds are it's going to happen in the most unexpected way you can never even fathom. So stop thinking that you can figure it out, because the more you try to figure it out, the more you're stuck, because you're like, I don't know how. And then he's like, your old frequency's like, yeah, you don't know how. And then this millionaire version of you is like, dude, God knows. And then you're like, I don't know how. And he's like, dude, God knows, right? So you have to realize your old frequency, the old version of you, is doing everything in its power to keep you in the same spot, because if you are in the same spot, your old frequency is still within you, and you have to think of your frequency as you are the home to that. So when you change, your frequency is losing its home. It's going to be homeless. So what do you think it's going to do? It's going to do everything it can to sabotage you to stay the same. That is why when it feels like things are going right, everything's starting to work out, bang, you get hit with something crazy, some crazy stuff happens, you're like, oh my gosh, why does this happen to me? Because your old frequency wants to send you back into your old habit patterns, because your old habit patterns will take you away from your new frequency and take you back to the old frequency, and then you will embody that, and you'll get stuck in a never-ending cycle. So decide on what you want. Doesn't matter what it is. A girl, a guy, money, car, happiness, friends, love, abundance, anything. It could be literally anything. Anything you want is yours. And then you ask, who do I have to become? Break down that version of you. What beliefs do I need to have? Break it down. How would the millionaire version of me think about money? How would he think about people? How would he think about relationships? Right? You have to think about all these things. And then now what your job is you need to embody this and allow it to get into your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is where 95% of your actions come from. 95% of the time you are acting on autopilot by the images and the beliefs and the feelings in your subconscious mind. If you change your subconscious mind to match your desired reality, your subconscious mind will be doing the work for you. Your subconscious mind will be nudging you and urging you to take these actions. Your intuition will tell you to do this and do that and do this, because you are aligned. So the secret is not to take new actions or start a new business or, buy this course or buy that course. The answer is to align with who you are, who you want to become. You become that person now. Understand, it doesn't matter how it's going to happen. The time gap doesn't matter. The space gap doesn't matter. None of it matters, because as soon as you have it, the spiritual world is more real than the physical world. Once you have it spiritually, it's yours, it's done, it's over, it's wraps. You got it. And now you don't attach to when it comes physically, because remember, this is what's real. So once you have it here, it's real. So stop looking and waiting for it to come, because you're telling your mind, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. And your subconscious mind is like, he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it, he doesn't have it. But when you become it, you don't care when it comes, because you already have it. And then when it comes, you'll be like, I knew it was coming. So I think that's all for this video. I've just yapped for like 45 minutes. So the way you get this new identity into your subconscious mind or your spirit is through emotion, right? A good way to kind of elude this, I think is the word, is if something really bad happened to you, like something really traumatic, that is probably a big part of who you are, right? You probably think about it a lot. It probably haunts you, you may say. You could probably think of it right now, something that major that's happened in your life, and you're just like, oh my gosh, if I could undo that, I would be a whole different person. So what happened is the emotional magnitude of that scene or that event caused such trauma to you, such large amounts of emotion, that it caused it to seep into your subconscious mind, and that is a part of who you are. So what you want to do is you want to use this same power, right, which can be used good or bad, right? That's an example of a negative time that it could affect you. You can use it to positively affect you by creating a scene that implies your desires fulfilled, mixing in emotion with it so it feels real. Now you can remember the future. Now you already have it. Now you don't care when it happens physically because you already have it, and the spiritual world is more real than the physical world. The physical world is just an effect. The physical world is dead. This is what's real. The reality is in your head because this is the cause. So get power up here, not out here. And remember, you don't get anything until you have something, and you have something by having it internally. You cannot have it if you do not have it. All right. It's enough bars for today. I hope this helped. If you're here till the end, you're a real one. Comment something so I know you stayed, because I know that was a long video, but I know I just kind of went off. I had no plan for this video. I just started talking. So I hope that helped. Time isn't real in the spiritual world, so don't allow it to change who you are. Don't allow the time gap to cause you to falter. Don't allow it to alter your way of thinking. Don't think third dimensionally if you want fourth dimensional results. So change your way of thinking, change your reality, change your perception. Understand that you can have anything you want as soon as you close your eyes. You feel it as yours and you get it. It's yours. It's done. And then when it happens physically, it doesn't matter because you already have it. Because if you have it spiritually and you did it the proper way, you should also have it emotionally. If you have it in your mind and you have it emotionally, then you won't care about when it comes because you already have it. Because you get what you are, and you already are that. So, without further ado, that's enough. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video.